What's up guys, it's Francis Young coming at you guys with a deck profile. Today is the February the 15th, so we're almost at March 1st. The new format will come out. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my Trooper Agent build, which is more control from the Chaos version. I like this build better because more control, of course. It's pretty easy to play. I mean, all you have to do is mill your fairies in your graveyard and then call the Haunted your Hyperon or Archlord Christia. I mean, this deck's pretty good. It has good, decent matchups versus Dragons, Fire Fist, Mermails. Probably worst matchup would be Constellars or Ophions. So let's get started. Obviously, you play the 3 Hyperon because he's your best monster. He's like a High Priestess. All you have to do is banish a fairy and you pop a monster in the field. Easy to summon. You just banish an agent from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Play 1 Christia. 2 Christias, because I don't own the third one, but 3 is kind of cloggy. I've been testing 2, it's been working out perfect. For the Earths, for the agent part, you play 3 Earths, the Stratos, the Tuner, of course. If this survives a turn, you're really good to go in your Synchros. Usually, of course, you search out your 3 Venus, brings out the Shine Balls. I think this is, if you can see it, Super Venus I finally got. Play 3 Shine Ball, obviously, the ones that glow. This goes into your rank 2s. For hand traps, play Honest and Triple Herald over Orange Light. I'm actually siding Veilers and Maxis because I just want to play this on all fairy deck. Obviously, you play Thunder King. I mean, I never seen an agent deck where you don't main deck Thunder King. It's just so good not to play first turn. Just locks down your opponent. And the last 2 cards, monsters, are 2 card troopers where you mill. And you get to +1 when it's destroyed. So yeah. Next you have the Dark Hole, the Book of Moon. Obvious. 3 MST. Because the back row. 2 lands. Obvious. Protect your Hyperon and Christia. I'm playing 2 Duality over 2 Upstarts, mainly because I like this Duality. Upstarts, you give opponents 1,000, but you could play Upstarts. I might just main deck him. 1 Transmodify, just to go into the Venus faster, and 1 Mind Control. Spells, Traps, Warning, Balmus, Compulse, Torrential, and I don't have a Mirror Force right now, so I'm using Prison, which is pretty good. The last 3 cards in the main deck are 3 Call of the Haunted to revive your monsters like your Christia or your Hyperon. The side is 2 Cyber Dragon because of Cyber Dragon matchups, and also Girgias and the Chimera Tech. I like maining these, they're pretty cool. 2 Veiler, obvious. 2 Maxi. 2 Exeon cores. I finally pulled some in a box. I'm really happy I pulled these. I actually pulled 1 and then I sold my Rooster, which I pulled in a Judgment of Life, and bought Exeon core. Only for Constellars and Ophion. Evoswarms. 1 Dimensional Fissure, 1 Soldiering, obvious, for Mermails and Boojins. 2 Raw Decree, because of traps. And 2 goes in match because this works perfectly with your light. I'm not playing BLS or the Tour Guide in my main deck, mainly because I want to keep the deck as all fairies. I find it's better. It doesn't like conflict with anything. I mean, BLS and Tour Guide you could play, but I wouldn't know what I would take out right now because my main deck space is really tight. You play Token for the Gorz Token for the extra. 1 Gachi. I took out Darkness and I put Herald of Pure Light, mainly because there are going to be times when you're going to mill a Venus or Earth or even a Hyperon, and your graveyard's full of agents, so you might as well get this back with it. Lagusto is obvious for the OTK. Rank trees are equipped, Zedmains and Levier. Obvious level rank trees. I only play 1 rank 8, the Heliopolis. I don't like Failgram that much. Level 4 Synchros, 1 Armory Arm. I love this card. Catastor. HTS Behemoth for level 6. Ancient Synchro Wyvern's new. I like it. It's really good. It's a level 7. Black Rose to blow up the field. Stardust Spark and Stardust. Two Stardusts are really good. Give you card advantage. Like if you summon the Stardust, your opponent can't Mirror Force. He's gonna think twice about Mirror Forcing. And of course, the last is a level 10, Leo Sacred Keeper of the Sacred Keys. Mainly because I'm playing this because your opponent can activate anything until your my own main phase 2, so it's pretty good. So that's the deck profile. It's I think it's a pretty good deck. This deck, it's better than Chaos version, because Chaos version, when your opponent wipes the board, it's really hard to come back, especially with Extinction Knight, Exciton Knight that's out, so it's really easy to wipe the board. I play against one guy, I think he was playing Spirits, and he pulled the Extinction Knight on me, and he blew up my field. I had a Torrential in hand, so I set it, and then he summoned his Spirit, I Torrentialed, and then like we were out of resources, but I mean not out of resources, out of no cards in our hand, so ended up being a grand match, but I drew Hyperon right away, and I banished my, I think it was my Venus, and I special summoned Hyperon, and I attacked for game, so, I mean, this deck is Place Trap, so it's pretty good. Just gets you, it's more control variant than Chaos, where you're trying to go for OTKs, spamming your opponent. Well, this is just controlling your Christia and your Hyperon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys with a binder update right about that in a couple minutes, okay? Thanks, guys.